Chat. Hey Joanna, how are you? I'm sharing out to groups right now. Just give me one moment. I'm on really super early because I have a doctor's appointment at 8:30, which is the normal time that I go on. But I have to have a recheck on my belly this morning, so it was 8:30 or nothing. So I'm trying to get this done early. Plus I have Paul with me, so I'm trying to get him situated and everything done before we go out for the day to get to the doctor's appointment. I hope you guys are well. I hope you all slept well. But let me just get this shared out to groups really quick and we'll get started with the forecast. I am going to skip the breathing work today because I need to be quick this morning because I got to get Paul showered and then me showered and ready for us to go. So it's like double duty this morning. So if you want to start your breathing work, you can do so now. If you know it. Take in those 3 deep breaths, deep in through the nose, into the belly, holding them. And when you exhale, just sort of exhaling anything that no longer works for you, anything that you no longer need, anything that no longer serves you, anyone that no longer serves you, anything that's holding you back, any person or situation, relationship that might be holding you back or putting you in a corner, making you feel a certain way that you felt for maybe a really long time and you're ready to let go of that. It's time to let go of that. I've certainly got one of those right now that I'm dealing with. So, trying to just get this out to the groups, and then we'll look at today's forecast. Each time you exhale your breath, make sure to give thanks to the body first, the mind second, the spirit third, and just sort of seeing them coming into connection with one another, appreciation of one another, ease and grace with one another, and allowing that to just happen, right? You don't have to sort of force it. You can just intend for it to happen and just let it happen. It's warm today. I feel like I put this hoodie on because I thought it was colder than I actually am, and I'm kind of burning up. Let me see here. Good morning, Kristen Ravello. How are you? Good morning, Nate. How are you? Gus, come in here, bud. Gotta make sure Gus is in. The dogs get super excited around Paul because he talks in these sort of clicks and whistles. His voice goes really high. He's really friendly with the dogs, but then the dogs get super excited. And so they start jumping on him. He's sitting right now coloring in the kitchen, but I don't want them to get overexcited and give him any trouble. They're not mean to him or anything, they just, jump on him, and I don't want them doing that. He doesn't have the best of balance at all. It's a lot of work. This is more work than I expected, like, to be honest. This is more work than I expected. It's sad too because you love somebody or you want to be there in a way that you think you're supposed to be, and then maybe you can't measure up to that, or when you're in it, it's just hard work. I experienced this with my grandmother, but I think I was sort of so in it that, I don't know, I just dealt with it every day. And it's been a long time since I felt this way. And I just thought with her passing, I didn't know that I would ever feel this way again. And it's not anything that Paul's doing, it's more my own insecurities that come up around taking care of an adult man with disabilities that I don't fully understand. And so it's a lot. It's a whole lot. And then last night my mom and I started fighting. It was just a big mess. And so she says I've ruined everything. She thinks it's all my fault. I don't understand where that comes from, because my intentions were always to try and do the right thing for Paul and for hopefully her, if there was any healing or any benefit for her having him here, great. And I am now the bad guy because I spoke to her in a way that she doesn't like. And that's sort of been the story of my lifetime. And I just don't know how much more I can deal with it. I come on this channel every day with you guys, and I talk about letting go of things that no longer serve you, and I don't know, as much as I love my mom, as much as I care about her, I don't know if we serve each other anymore. That's the thing that scares me the most about it, I think that, and I don't mean that from any place of anger or whatever, but when I'm getting text messages saying I've ruined everything, that it's my fault, and I'm the person that has Paul in my house, that I'm taking care of him 24/7, and he's not my son. He's my brother. He is my brother. He is my responsibility in that way. But somehow I'm the one that's ruined everything because I said something she didn't like. It's just crazy how family can be to one another. And it's been a couple of days, guys, man. So I don't want to do the breath work this morning. I don't have time to. So please do your own breath work. I'm just going to get straight into the reading. And let's see what Spirit wants us to know for December 30th. Monday morning. For those of us that are watching now, or that may tune in at any time in the future, please give us the card. I saw your pictures on Instagram, Kristen, at the Struts concert. It looked like you were having a blast, girl. Good morning, Corey May. Thank you, Kristen. I could use that love right now. Thank you. It's stressful for everybody. Like, I understand that. It's stressful for me. It's stressful for Paul. He's in a new environment. It's stressful for my mom. She's not doing well. But I also feel like she could attempt to do more. I think that my mom has always had an ease about her in her life where if she doesn't want to do it, she just doesn't do it. And that's not who I am. I don't as easily. I couldn't afford to be that person living with my mom, to be honest. I had to make sure that things were covered and ends were met and all of that from a very young age, because I had an alcoholic mother who did herself before me. That's really the truth of the matter, and I don't mean that with any malice or anger. But when I say that to her, she gets so... I didn't say that to her last night, but if I say anything to her that she doesn't like, she just sort of shuts off. and she doesn't hear me. And then the next thing I know, they're slamming the door in my face, telling me I have to leave their house, and I've got Paul in tow. I've spent $1,500, traveled halfway across the country and back with a sore belly, trying to make this all work for everybody and for myself included. I love Paul. I wanted to see Paul too. I'm not trying to put it off on anybody else, but I just sort of feel like she has no problem sitting in her chair saying, I can't do it. I just can't. And I just feel like that's not an answer when we have a handicapped adult male in our midst and we all need to, like, pitch in. My stepdad, Jim, is certainly pitching in and doing the best that he can. And I just feel like she has no qualms about that. And then she has no qualms to send me a text message last night telling me that I've ruined everything. And that hurts. And I'm tired of being hurt. Because I know I haven't ruined anything. I know what I was doing when I went to go get him. I know what my intentions are, and I'm tired of some old lady telling me who she thinks she knows who I am to be. She has no fucking clue. She never has. She's never stopped long enough to check in to ask me. She was too busy when I was little drinking in a bar to even wonder whether or not. She made some funny off-the-comment statement last night at the table about me crying on an airplane and how she wished she could have checked me into the baggage down below or whatever. And we were joking about it. I was laughing with her along about it, but I thought about it and I was like, 6 years earlier, you abandoned this baby in Florida. And it just made me think, wow, she was sort of, she didn't know what to do with me either. Like, and I'm sorry if that causes her pain. I'm sorry if that causes her shame, but right now, this is our opportunity to fix that. I have a new brother in my life that I don't know what to do with. I don't know how to be in his life and how to best be in his life. I'm trying to figure that out. I didn't make these appointments to go back and see him at Thanksgiving and Christmas. My mom did. And then she easily canceled them because she hurt herself. And I understand that. She has every right to. But I don't feel like it's fair to be calling him and telling him. And I hurt myself before Christmas. I got sick and my gallbladder needed to be removed. But I didn't feel comfortable letting him down. He understands what's going on. And when you're calling him, my mom was calling him every 2 days saying to him, we're coming in 2 days, we're coming in 4 days, we're coming, counting down the days because she's excited too, but she's not the one traveling. She's not the one when I don't show up at the door, so I had to pay for plane tickets. And this is just my stuff. I shouldn't even be sharing this with you guys, but I don't know where else to share it because my mom lives right around the fucking corner and we're not talking right now and Paul's here. And it's just like, why did I go to all of this trouble? I did it to see Paul, right? I did it so that Paul didn't get let down in this deal. But then I think that maybe me and my mom aren't capable enough to be good people for Paul. We can't even be good people for each other. She tells me I ruined this. But she hasn't gotten out of her recliner. But I've ruined this. And I'm just tired of being mislabeled. I've been mislabeled for almost 46 years of my life by a woman that doesn't necessarily know everything all the time, even though she talks like she does. I'm pissed. I'm pissed that they shut the door in my face. I don't ever want to step foot in her house again. Anyways, let's get on to the forecast. Ten of Pentacles. This is a nice, nice card. The Ten of Pentacles, guys, represent... one moment. The Ten of Pentacles in a traditional deck, Pentacles being the element of Earth, is a really beneficial card. Tens have to do with completions, the closing of cycles, which is very beautiful for this week. This decade coming to an end and us starting the new one in 2020 is really a good thing. Pentacles speaks to the idea of material wealth, gain, coming to terms with things and understanding things, sort of maybe financially, romantically, friendship-wise, relationship-wise, that maybe are coming to completion, that are coming to an ending, or which always brings about a new beginning. So this is generally an abundant card. It's interesting that they use this sort of weird stick figure bug as a as a picture for the Ten of Pentacles, but because he feels sort of sparse to me, he doesn't feel abundance. I always associate the Ten of Pentacles with abundance, but I don't think that this stick creature is a bad creature. He's just doing his thing. It's funny, he feels so sparse to me, it feels like we're coming in on the tail end of this lesson with like just maybe our ass hanging between our legs. And maybe that's my own personal feelings right now for me in my life, but it's kind of how I feel like he is we may not have much, or we may not feel like we have a whole lot material, or we've, might be feeling like we're ending this year out with the, whatever we could get, so to speak. But we are ending it out. I think that it is beneficial. The Ten of Pentacles is always like sort of an abundant card, a good card, a card of coming to completions and endings that are an opportunity to sort of rejoice and enjoy. So that today would be a good day to do that, to be grateful for what we have, to be grateful for the things that, we've maybe gotten right, or the things that we are about to get right. Or that we're about to sort of either let go of, be completed with, and be more abundant. And the next card is, I explore new ideas. Willingly committing to changing my old patterns helps me to hatch new beliefs and behaviors. So I like that, coupled with this Ten of Pentacles, which speaks to completions. This speaks to me when I look at this. We see these eggs again, which these eggs always make me think of the three breaths where we do the mind, the body, and the spirit, right? And there's this nest here, and it's right around her heart chakra. It's like, what are the new ideas in our heart? What are the new feelings that are going on in our heart? What are we seeing maybe from a different perspective with this one eye exposed, even though her hair, her life, her experiences are here, maybe covering one eye, or have been covering one eye. They're blowing away, and they're starting to give her new vision and see things from a different perspective, and that's what's allowing her to explore these new ideas. I think with this Ten of Pentacles card happening with it, it says to me that we can look around and look at the places where our lives are abundant, where we have done right, where we have done the things correctly that we've needed to do, and we've shown up in ways where we needed to show up. We can sort of offer ourselves some sort of completion with that fact, and then we can start to explore new opportunities and new avenues, new ways of growth, where we want to go, what we want to do, how we want to be, what do we want to explore next. And then for the grounding stone, guys, sorry to be moving so quickly, but I just have a lot to do this morning. It's funny, yesterday we had the promise stone on this same piece of colored marble. Today we're going, I guess, with a marble theme. This is clarity. And so a clarity of purpose, a clarity of thought, a clarity of heart, all of those things would serve us very well today. to allow us to explore these new ideas, to allow us to feel abundant, even if we don't necessarily, like this stick bug to me doesn't necessarily feel abundant, but it feels like some of us might be dragging our ass across the 2019 line, going like, oh Jesus, that was a decade, or that was a year, I'm so glad to be done, I'm ready for 2020. Well, allow that to happen, because to me it feels like this, being a Pentacles card, it says that like there's new things happening, there's new ideas on the forefront, there's new opportunities. Be clear about them, think about them with clarity, think about them with purpose. Yesterday's stone was that promise stone, which was all about like sort of the idea of where's the promise in your life, where's the opportunity. Focus on those things, allow them to happen, and they will hopefully bring about the new changes that we want to see coming our way in 2020. And they will give us the clarity and the sort of inspiration to move forward from a place of abundance rather than a place of lack. And hopefully we can create those things for ourselves into the new year, and live from that place. Okay, we are supported here, guys. This branch says to me that this nest with these 3 delicate eggs, these 3 aspects of selves, these 3 new ideas. Hold it. Gus, get in here. Gus. Guys, I have to wrap it up because Paul's. Hold on, I'll be right back. What's going on? What's going on? Oh, you don't want to touch the book? Okay. Is that okay? All right, sorry guys. There was just the cat got into his coloring books. Okay. All right. So back to the forecast. Explore new ideas. Operate from a place of abundance as best you can today. Try and find any clarity that you can within today, and run with it. That's what I'm going to do, at least for me personally. And I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning for the forecast on Tuesday, the 31st, which will be the end of the year. It'll be crazy. And I got to figure out a new deck. Oh, I have to do all the water signs, the air signs, the earth signs. I got behind on that, and I didn't get that done before I ended up in the surgery. There's just shit going on. So, but thank you all for tuning in. I will see you guys tomorrow in the morning, hopefully at the normal time. But I know I need to get us in the shower and get him in the shower, then me, and then get me to the doctor. All right. I will talk to you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great day. All right.